Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to another video, and this is a long overdue haul video from Disneyland Paris from a few months ago. So definitely been needing to do this for some time. Everything is still in the bag from when I got back from Disneyland a few months ago. So this is kind of a bit of an unpackaging video or an unboxing video because I can't honestly remember all of the things that I picked up. So it's time to go through the bag and let's see what we brought back with us. Okay, so reaching into the bag, let's see. The first thing we're going to pull out is going to be, yeah, we've basically got the accessories for the Lanyard. So obviously we've got the 2024 version. I must say I really liked the color scheme that they went for the 2024 stuff. Really vibrant, colorful. Actually reminded me of like highlighter pens from back in my school days. So I really like this. So this is basically like your card holder that you put on the end of your lanyard. And yeah, I just really liked it. Just thought it was kind of cool. Nothing overly fantastic or flamboyant. Obviously you can get different ones and different characters and themes and this kind of stuff. But yeah, just a nice little memento to keep for this year as well. And obviously, yeah, I'd like to get one with the year on it for every time that I go. So yeah, there we go, good start. I hadn't realized as well that I have actually already put my Magic Pass in there as well. So that's already in there along with a couple of the Eurostar train tickets. I don't remember putting them in there, but apparently I did. But obviously the Magic Pass is basically your key to the room and to the parks and everything else. So even though it's not technically a souvenir, I still kind of count it as well as just being a bit of a memento. If I take it out, you can obviously see it a little bit better there. So we stayed in Santa Fe, and obviously you get a different card themed on depending on, you know, which hotel you stay in or if you don't stay in one at all. Obviously for last year, they were all DLP 30 themed, which I preferred, to be honest. But there we go. So it's just another little keepsake. And yeah, so your access to the hotel and to the parks was all on this. It's also got like your dining plan details on the back of it as well. Just obviously for when you're in restaurants and that kind of thing. So obviously when you're around the parks, you can never lose this. But yeah, it's just a cool little keepsake. And obviously if you stay at different hotels, you can obviously like try and collect all of the different styles and all that kind of thing. But yeah, kind of not a souvenir, but kind of also a souvenir. So just a little cool thing. So what have we got next? Yes, so basically these are one of the collector keys that you can buy for the different attractions around the parks. Obviously, I'm a big Pirates of the Caribbean fan, so as soon as I saw this one, I knew that I had to get it. This is one that I picked up years and years and years ago. So this was the Star Tours one that they released on one of the various anniversaries for the ride, and I just happened to be there at the time that they released the key. And in those days, you had to queue for like hour after hour after hour to actually go and get this, and they were very, very limited edition. So they were a little bit more difficult to come by, whereas with this one, they were basically off the shelf. So I don't believe that it was done for any particular anniversary. They just seem to be doing them as and when basically you can just buy them. But for Pirates of the Caribbean, obviously I wanted to get it, and just look at the details on there. That looks super, super cool. Really, really love all of the details that are on there. So naturally I'll keep that with the Star Tours one that I've got. You've got the swords and the treasure chest and obviously the ship mast and the tentacles at the bottom and the ship there. So I just love the details. I just think they're really cool and a nice little kind of memento. It was 25 euros for these keys, and they do them for like different attractions. But yeah, obviously I had to make sure that I got the Pirates one. So I just really like these as a collector piece. I just think they're really, really nice. Really lovely detail, great quality as well. And just so that you can see it as well, just a close-up of the details for the Star Tours ones. You've got C-3PO's head, you've obviously got the Star Tours logo, and then you've got the Star Speeder 1000 there at the end of the key as well. So just love these. I just think they're great details. And yeah, you're looking at about 25 euros per key. So they're not the cheapest thing in the world, but very, very collectible. And it didn't stop there, because I think on our last day, I then managed to find a Phantom Manor one as well. So open up the box on there. And there you go again, you've got some great details going on there. You've got the Phantom Manor, you've got the gargoyle candlesticks going all the way down to the bottom there. Just great, great details. And again, I just really like these. I just think they're really good. Again, 25 euros for each key. But I just love these. If you're a fan of like the particular rides, they're a great little memento, massively collectible. Just really, really cool. You've obviously got like Ravenswood written down the center of the key there as well. So a great little reference to the ride details and the characters in there. So yeah, again, I just really, really like these. There's a great packaging that's on these as well, with some decent details on the back. But so again, 25 euros, a little bit pricey, but as a memento, I just really like them. So there we go. We've got the two side by side, Pirates of the Caribbean and Phantom Manor. I didn't find one for Big Thunder Mountain, but if they ever did one, or if I ever find it, I would definitely like to get one, because that then would be the 3 or 4 favorite rides I'd have keys for. So yeah, just really like these. Just think they're so cool. But again, a little bit pricey for what they are, because all you're going to do is put them in a drawer or keep them on display. But if you're a collector, yeah, well worth it in my opinion. I think they're great quality, these. So next up, at the bottom of the bag, we start getting into the pins, because obviously if I'm in Disneyland Paris, I'm going to spend most of my spending money on pins. So a little bit like the lanyard, I then had to actually get, or rather the lanyard sort of card holder, I then had to get a lanyard to go with it. So this is the 2024 one. Again, it's that same color theme. Very colorful. Again, I love that sort of bright sort of highlighter pen style coloring that they've used for it for this year. It does come with a card at the bottom, but obviously if I was going to use it, I'd swap that out for the extra one that I've bought. But lovely pins. They're just really nice, really simple, nothing overly complicated. And obviously they bring out a different one for every single year. These are the kind of pins that, like, if you were going to get into pin trading, they'd be great ones to kind of get rid of if you could then sort of swap them for, you know, more limited edition ones. But the Lanyard's really nice as well. Obviously same theming, lots of color, got the year on it, just looks really nice. Bit more detailed on this side for you there as well. So there we go. But yeah, they're really cool. It's more expensive when you buy them as packs like these in these bundles. So this actually was 40 euros. But when you think about it, you've got 6 pins and a lanyard and the card on there as well. So, you know, if you were going to buy 6 pins on their own, you'd be spending way more than that. So to get them as a set is actually a better value for money. And then obviously you've got the lanyard as well. So although it sounds expensive, when you think about it, per pin plus the lanyard actually works out probably cheaper than just buying pins separately. And with these ones, they're a great one for trading as well. So if you were into pin trading and you wanted to do that, getting a starter kit like this just kind of sets you up really to then start trying to hunt for better pins. Pin trading is not a massive thing in Paris. It doesn't seem to be anywhere near as popular as it is in, say, like Florida or certainly California, where it's a bit more of a thing. Realistically, the only people that you're going to be trading pins with in Paris is likely to be cast members. And some of them aren't actually that prepared to even swap pins with you anyway, because they're collecting them themselves. So pin trading never really, to me, never seems like it's much of a thing in Paris. So for me personally, it's more of a case of getting pins to collect them. That's just how I like to do it. I probably wouldn't trade them myself, not unless someone happened to have a pin on it that I really wanted, but that's never happened. So, so yeah, I mean, naturally for me, I always like to get a set for the year. And I just liked the pins that, yeah, they're a bit simple, nothing complicated. They're just really nice, but it's a nice little collector set. So yeah, I definitely wanted to get these while I was there. And of course, 2024 to mark the year as well. Now, somewhere buried at the bottom of the bag, here we go. On the subject of lanyards, I did then buy another one as well. Not with any pins on it, it's just a lanyard, but it is again Pirates of the Caribbean. So I really wanted to get it, but I love the details on this. This is so cool. As a Pirates of the Caribbean fan, I just had to get it. I couldn't not buy that. I loved the details on it. Obviously, you've got the skeleton sailor on there, steering the ship. You've got all of the map details going on there. Very cool. And then Pirates of the Caribbean logo going all the way down there. And then it's reversible, so on the other side, you've just got a few little details, like treasure map details, skull and crossbones, all that kind of thing, bits of treasure maps, blah, 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 bottles of rum, anchors, etc., etc. But for me, that front of that pirate there, who's obviously iconic for the ride, I don't know if he has a name. I don't actually know. But I really like that. And obviously you've got the card that goes on the end of it as well. So just very cool. Doesn't come with any pins. It is just the lanyard on its own. But I just really liked that. So I definitely wanted to get it. So I ended up with 2 lanyards this year. But this was the one that I actually wore around the park. And this was 10 euros. So not too bad. But yeah, how could I not? It's Pirates of the Caribbean, which I love. And I just fell in love with this as soon as I saw it. So that was a must buy for me. Buried even further down in the bag is this, which is one of the medallion coins that you can get going around the parks to try and get some detail on there. So this is the Avengers Campus one, and this was the only one that I didn't really have in the set besides the ones with 2024 written on it. This is the only one that comes in silver. All of the other ones come in gold, or not real gold, but you know, as a coin, and they're colouring. So that was the Avengers Campus one, so it just goes with the other ones that I've got in my collection. You can also now buy, I've seen them, I think on Etsy, some really cool kind of like coin holders that are like Mickey shaped. so you can get those and start putting them all in there and collect them. You get new ones issued by the park every single year because they always do one with the year on it, which I didn't actually get, so I want to go back and get a 2024 one because I need it for the collection, of course. But this was the only sort of like ride or land themed one that I didn't already have, so yeah, really happy just to pick that up and just add it to the set, which I'll have to show you one day, all of the ones that I've got, because I've got quite a lot of these now. If memory serves, because obviously it doesn't have a price written on it, I believe that they are now €3 each. They used to be €2 each, so I think they've gone up in price. And you can't pay for these with cash anymore. They're only contactless cards. So that has changed since years gone by when they first started doing these. But as a little memento and a keepsake, they're actually kind of cool. Just a little thing to collect. And obviously if you go back, you can get different ones and different rides and different years and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I just really like that. Just a really cool little memento. Now we get to the main thing. Because in here, I don't remember them putting it in a paper bag, but apparently they did. The main thing that I will always buy when I go to Disneyland or Disney World or whatever is pins. So as you can see, we've got quite a lot to get through. So let's crack on and see which ones we got this year to add to the ever-growing and massive collection of Disney pins. Now, first of all, when it comes to merchandise that they've got at Disneyland Paris, I do not know why it seems to be absolute obsession when it comes to Stitch. I don't know what it is about Stitch, whether he's just like particularly popular in Paris for some reason, but his merch is absolutely everywhere. And there's like different ride bits of merchandise where he's in them. So you get like him as a pirate for Pirates of the Caribbean, or you get him as like a ghost at Phantom Manor and all this kind of stuff. So Stitch is absolutely everywhere in Disneyland Paris. So it was almost impossible to pick up a pin that didn't have him in it. There was so many, and like countless different types of like plush toys. He is everywhere in that park. He's all over the clothing. I don't know what it is about Stitch. They actually announced at the time of making this last night that there is going to be a live action Stitch movie. But, you know, I bought this merch like 3, 4 or so months ago where that wasn't a thing. So I'm just really confused as to why Stitch is like this massive obsession over in Disneyland Paris. And I've had other people comment and say the same thing to me. So I don't know what it is, don't really know. But if you're going to go, expect to find a lot of Stitch related merchandise. And on that vein, here we have the first of the pins that I've got. And again, it's Stitch. It's a Phantom Manor pin, and you've got the singing heads behind him, and then obviously, yeah, for some reason Stitch dressed as the Phantom playing a guitar in front of the singing tombstones. I don't really know why, but there we are. But there we go. I did like it. I'm a big Phantom Manor fan, so naturally I wanted to get a pin for this, and the singing busts or singing heads or whatever you want to call them. I just really liked it, and yeah, you cannot escape Stitch in Disneyland Paris at the moment. He's just on absolutely everything, and it's going to get worse, or you know, better depending on your point of view, as his live action movie comes out. So expect to see a lot more of it. But yeah, for some reason it wasn't on everything, and that was the best Phantom Manor pin that I could find that just happened to have him in it. It's also a pretty good size as well. As you can see, it's quite large. The difficulty is that for me to be able to tell you how much these cost is a little bit of a challenge because they're all color coded when you buy pins. So all I can tell you is that this was pink colored, which obviously means absolutely nothing because I can't remember what that cost. But given that it's a fair size, this was probably one of the more expensive pins. So you're probably looking at around sort of 15 to 20 euros, I would think, because it is a fairly sizable pin. I think it's what you would refer to as a double-sized pin, because that's easily 2, or you know, the size of 2 smaller ones. It is cool. I do like it. I don't have a problem with Stitch. I was just amazed that there was just so much stuff with him on it, and that's just an example there for you. So getting away from Stitch and Phantom Manor, but still on the theme of characters, I managed to get this Peter Pan and Captain Hook. I really like Peter Pan. It's probably one of my favourite animated movies that I can remember. Captain Hook as well is just like iconic and just a great character. So that's one of the few kind of like character style pins that I got. And again, this is another one of these double ones. This was code yellow, whatever that means for price. I think this was probably cheaper than the Stitch one, but it's still a double-sized pin and quite a good one. I just really liked it. Just really classic movie, classic characters. Obviously, it relates to the ride that's over there as well in Paris for Peter Pan's Flight, which is one of my favourite rides. So there we go. Just really nice, really simple. And I'm starting to collect a few of these Peter Pan ones now, so that's just another one to add to the growing collection. Going back to 2024 and all of the year-related pins, I will always try to get a pin with the year on it. So this was my 2024 one. They did have a few to choose from, and I've gone for that same theming with the really bright highlighter colors, as I like to call them. I don't know if they'd maybe call them like neon colors or something like that, but it just reminds me of highlighter pens from when I was at school. So for some reason, Mickey then has pink shorts, but that's just in keeping with this color scheme. But I just really like it. Really bright, colorful, eye-catching, just looks really, really nice. I think personally, I probably preferred the color scheme of pins in the year before, because for the DLP 30 anniversary, it was all very much like blues and purples, which I really, really enjoyed and appreciated that color scheme. So with this, they've just gone something a little bit different, like mega, mega bright, lots of yellow and green and blue and pink. And yeah, just really nice, and obviously goes with the lanyard pins that I showed you earlier, and with the lanyard itself as well. So that's their color scheming for this year. But we are getting into the latter half of this year. So if you're still going to go in 2024, expect to see this color scheme. So back to ride related pins, and obviously you've seen the Phantom Manor one, which I got, but my other two favorite rides are Pirates of the Caribbean, of course, and Big Thunder Mountain. And I was absolutely thrilled to see that there were some decent Big Thunder Mountain pins, and this one I just absolutely loved. It's really, really simple, but I just really like that. I love the matte gold coloring of it. You've just got the logo, Big Thunder Mining Company, nothing overly flamboyant, but just really, really cool, really, really nice. This was code orange in terms of price, which I mean, I think is one of the cheaper ones, even though I have to say this is a fairly hefty pin. That's actually quite heavy for its size as well. Really, really love that. I just think that's such a nice, simple, decent quality bit of merchandise there. And so nice to be able to see my favorite ride getting a bit of attention as well. Big Thunder Mountain is where it's at. That is so cool. I really, really love that. But it didn't stop there. They didn't just have one Big Thunder Mountain pin. They had more, and I managed to get this one as well. Again, same kind of thing, Big Thunder Mountain. Again, it's quite a heavy pin. It's good, it's chunky. Love the color scheme, that matte finish with the gold. Just really, really liked these. Again, color code is yellow, which I think is one of the cheaper ones. So you're still probably looking at anywhere from like 10 to 15 euros probably. But again, love that. Love the detailing. You've got the lantern in the middle with the logo in the center of it. So those were the two Big Thunder Mountain pins together there side by side. I just love those. I mean, how could I not get them? They were just so nice. Really, really like these. I just think these were so good quality as well. I just love the finish of these. I think they're really, really good. But then on to Pirates of the Caribbean, and again I got two pins for that as well. This was the first one, which you can see on there, features Chip and Dale, or Tick and Tack if you're in Paris. So there you go, you've just got them there as being the part of the animatronics that you see along the ride where they're hiding. Also reminds me of the movie as well, when they're trying to whistle and get the dog's attention. Obviously he's carrying the key, but in this case it's just Chip and Dale having a bit of a laugh. One of them's obviously locked up, and one of them's got the key. So there you go, just really, really nice. And again, color code is yellow, which I think is one of the cheaper ones, but this is, again, it's a good size pin. It's great detail. Absolutely love the quality of it. Brilliant pin. I really, really liked that. Massively appreciated it as a Pirates of the Caribbean fan. I just think the quality of these pins was so good. They've definitely stepped up with a few of these ride-based ones. And hopefully if I get to go back this year, I'll be able to get a few more of these. A lot of character-based pins for attractions as well. Again, a lot of Stitch, quite a few with Chip and Dale on it as well. So you get like ride-based pins, but featuring the kind of like beloved classic Disney characters. So in this case, Chip and Dale with Pirates of the Caribbean. Just really, really liked that. Had to get it. Couldn't resist. But by far and away, my favourite pin of the lot would be this one, the Pirates of the Caribbean. Again, a little bit like the Big Thunder one, really heavy weight to it, good quality, really love it. I love that matte finish again, in that metal colour. So cool. I just love it. It's very, very like pure to the ride. No messing around like you have with the Chip and Dale, and no sticking Stitch in it or anything like that. Proper true to the ride, skull and crossbones or cross swords, Pirates of the Caribbean logo, absolutely love it. So those were the two then from Pirates of the Caribbean, but this one, that's probably my favorite of the lot that I got this year so far. So yeah, I really, really liked that. Absolutely great, loved it, quality. So this one was color-coded yellow and this one was color-coded orange. I suspect that this one was probably more expensive of the two, simply because it's a lot weightier, a lot chunkier. Both of them are a pretty decent size for pins, but because of the weight of it, I suspect this one is the more expensive one. So you're probably looking at like easily 15 to 20 euros for that, and probably 10 to 15 for that, I think. And amazingly, that is all that we've got so far. Now, there is the potential of going back to Disneyland Paris later on this year, and in which case I will try to add to this. There were a lot of other pins that I saw, as I mentioned before, where they're sort of ride based, but they're involving like Stitch or other characters, sort of like being on the ride or destroying the ride or doing something funny on the ride. So it may be that I go back hopefully and try and find a few more of those, and maybe get another 2024 one, but under a different scheme, like color schemes and different themes, to try and show you that. I'm probably okay for lanyards for a while. And if I can ever find a Big Thunder mounting key, I would definitely like to be able to get that to add to the key collection that we've got going on now suddenly as well. So there we go. So that's everything that I got this time round. Not as much as in previous years, didn't go too crazy. We're definitely really happy with the pin choices that we've got this year, and the keys were a brilliant find as well. So I was really, really happy with those. Just fantastic little keepsakes and stuff. So at some point I will do an updated pin video for you so you can see what now is in the collection, which now spans 2 bags and plus everything else. So yeah, at some point I will do a video of the updated pin collection to show you everything that's in the set. But then in the meantime, and on that not so terrible disappointment, it is time to end. Hopefully we'll go back to Disney and get a load more, and that hopefully will mean I get to show you a lot more merch over the next couple of months or so. So with that said, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys real soon.